This is RadioFire.com giving you more talk, more news, and more music. I go by the name of Diamond K. Thank you for joining me. It is not too late to cast your votes for the 5th annual Baltimore Music Awards going down Thursday, December the 10th. Visit BaltimoreMusicAwards.com for more info. Also, we have a promo special going on until the end of 2015. Take advantage of this $25 per week advertising special. So if you got something to promote, advertise, $25 will get you social media and on-air promo for your event, your product, your thing, your radio on fire at gmail.com for details. Now, it's only 10 days away. 10 days away, the beginning of the Freddie Gray trial. Okay. Now, the first officer who is at the center of this very, very heated case, his trial starts November the 30th. The judge has scheduled motions, hearings in this Porter trial. The prosecutor and the defense will be in court on Tuesday of next week to discuss some pretrial motions in this case that everyone is going to be watching. Radio on Fire is going to be covering this, as well as news outlets around the country. The officer at question, William Porter, black male, he fits the profile. Scheduled, as I said, for trial. He's one of 6 officers charged in the April death of Freddie Gray, who died 1 week after being arrested in West Baltimore. Mr. Porter, I can't say the former police officer. I have to say the police officer, right? He's charged with manslaughter, second-degree assault, misconduct in office, and reckless endangerment. The judge, Barry Williams, no relation, was what? He has a number of issues to decide, including a defense request to sequester the jury. What's that all about? There are also several prosecution motions to limit the number of defense character witnesses and to bar the defense attorney from calling prosecutors as witnesses. This trial is going to get ugly, and Baltimore is definitely going to be paying attention to this trial. All of these officers are going to be tried separately. And I probably think that is a good idea, for them to be tried separately. Trying them all together, you run the risk of losing the case. I think that this separate thing, somebody's going down. And I personally think that it's probably going to be Mr. Porter to go down.
And why is that?
Is your mic on?
My mic is on.
Okay. He's the black guy.
Okay.
So
that does that automatically make him the fall guy?
I hope not.
Okay.
But I think that this trial has a racial element to it.
Okay.
I would like to see justice served. So I would like to see whoever caused the injuries, whether they're white or whether they're black.
Okay.
I don't know if the driver of the vehicle caused the injuries. Now, did the driver's negligence cause the injuries to be, not treated as quickly as possible because of neglect, not getting him proper medical attention when he needed it?
Okay.
Does that make him an accessory? Maybe. I don't know all of the details that they haven't released yet. I'm sure that we'll find that out. But to me, it doesn't matter whether it was one of the white officers or the black officers, whoever. And I think this is twofold. I think that this comes down to the victim whether he was assaulted. Everyone saw the video.
Mm-hmm.
He was dragged. He did not seem able to walk on his own power before he was put in the back of the wagon.
Right. I did see that.
That's not the driver's fault.
That's not the driver's fault. No.
What about the two officers who haven't gone on trial yet? Obviously, their trial's not scheduled till early 2016, who put him in the car.
Okay.
They don't have the same charges as the driver. That doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense to me.
He has the most charges, which means that they set him up to be the fall guy.
Indeed.
No?
And
this is not right.
I don't think that's right.
Yeah, this is not right at all. But definitely don't take my word for it. Do your research on it if you viewers or listeners. But we have to address the fact, how did he get in the condition that he was in? And you're not going to tell me that they're going to bring somebody out that's going to testify with a straight face. They put him in the car, and because he didn't have a seatbelt on, his neck is almost broken.
Right.
No. I've not worn a seatbelt many times. I've never been taken on the rough ride. But what injury? I mean, even if your hands are handcuffed behind your back and you're sitting on a chair and you throw yourself on the floor, is that going to give you the life-threatening injuries that Mr. Freddie Gray received? No. And now, if you were put in the vehicle injured and then you were not seatbelted in and you fell, these could aggravate your injuries further. But just the seatbelt alone, like they didn't have a car accident. There was no impact to the vehicle. So how did Mr. Gray get injured like this? Someone had to do this to him. Who had contact with him last or prior to him going into the vehicle, which were the officers who chased him. And I hope that we get to the bottom of this case. We're going to have 6 trials, it appears. And I think that Mr. Porter is going to be a witness, and he may testify in his own defense. I'm pretty sure that he will. Porter's attorney, along with the attorneys for the other 5 accused officers, argued that prosecutors have conducted themselves in a manner that would deny their clients a fair trial. What does that mean? What does that mean? The officers are the victims. I don't know about that. Let's we got to dig deeper into this. As with past motion hearings, Judge Williams, no relation, is expected to hear arguments and likely make a decision on the individual motion. The judge could decide whether or not to delay the start of the trial, though thus far neither side has requested a delay. I'm just saying it could happen. Now, the other 5 accused officers, as I said, their trials will start early 2016. Each trial of officers is going to be separate. Now, in court documents, Porter's attorney noted that they anticipate he will take the stand in his own defense. So I'm sure they're going to bring out his high school coach, his babysitter, this lady who he saved her cat from the tree, and all of these things to try to bring up his character.
The girl, Boy Scout leader.
Yes, the Boy Scout, he's active in his community, and he may be. I'm not saying that he's a bad guy. I don't know anything about him. I just know that one or more of these 6 officers had something to do or some knowledge of why Freddie Gray was injured and why he's no longer here. Now, if the evidence shows that Mr. Porter is innocent, right? How will our city react to that? I don't know. Now, he's only one officer. So I would urge people to not let everything rest on this one case.
Right. Yes. I would just, let them just wait.
Yeah.
Wait until all of the trials have happened.
Yeah.
Before just because it could just be that the prosecutors may have tried him,
Yeah.
and he is found innocent.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look at it as him just being the driver. I
Mhm.
mean, to me, being the driver did not cause that kind of harm as
Yeah.
I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
So, but again, yeah, I think people shouldn't rush to judgment and protest or whatever they find in their hearts to do.
Yeah, I mean it's a tricky situation. It is not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty.
No.
The city, I'm sure, is going to be on special high alert when this starts, and more so when it ends.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just it's one of those things.
Right.
And
it's going to be national.
Oh, definitely. This is definitely
national.
national. We have arrived. But let me know your thoughts. Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at the Diamond K Show on this. Baltimore, I do not think is going to turn up, because I think we're going to get it right. I think that that where we went in April
won't be revisited.
Will not be revisited, because we're going to have a fair trial. That's what I'm feeling in my heart.
And I would agree.
And I hope that's what happens. And I hope that people don't have to turn up in their respective cities in order to get a fair trial.
Right. I don't think that you need to do that.
Right.
There are other ways.
Right. Yeah. So on to some other things. A sit-in was held at Towson University's president's office today. About a dozen Black Towson University students held a peaceful protest in the office of Towson's interim president, Timothy Chandler. Now, the Towson University Tower Light is reporting that the interim president has signed a document affirming his intentions to actively address or advocate for a list of demands brought to him by a group of Black students after over 8 hours of negotiation and deliberation. So they basically held him in this room and they were like, look,
these are our demands.
Yeah, these are our demands. And that's what it is. It's interesting. I don't know anybody that goes to Towson right now that I know of. It's very interesting. The Towson University Tower Light also said, and this I think is coming from Chandler, I want to thank all of you for your terrific work on this. All right. And as he said this after he signed the document. And he also said, as I said at the start, I admire your courage hugely. I admire your stick-to-itness. Now, please don't let this be the end of the conversation. Please let this be the beginning of the conversation. The students came to protest with a list of demands, which they hope would increase the number of tenured faculty members of color, adding cultural competency courses and more. So they want some, want some urban growth here. We want some African American studies.
Right.
We want more hip hop in the cafeteria.
Okay.
I'm assuming. I don't know exactly. So basically, they want more Black people hired, and let them stay around longer.
Okay.
It's nothing there that's wrong.
No. I think that that was good of them to sit down diplomatically, have a meeting. Nobody, you didn't see any violent protests. They were able to air their grievances and get results. And it seems like the interim president, is willing. He's
Yeah.
willing, and he openly asked for more. So he opened the door to
Yeah.
say, you know what, if anything else should come up, I'm willing and able to help you guys. So I think that's great.
Yeah, I think it's good, and also he had that microscope on him, so they were watching him, and
Yeah, and he didn't let him out. Seems like they had took him. Like, okay, so basically what we're going to do today is listen. So yeah. Well, honestly, if it's not from the heart, eventually it'll come up. So I think, people can only put on a mask for so long. So if it's not from his heart, eventually you'll know.
yeah, yeah, and I hope that it is from his heart.
Yeah.
Another interesting situation here. I know there are a lot of animal lovers out there. Retired city police officer was found not guilty of killing a dog. Baltimore City judge has found a retired city police officer not guilty of animal cruelty and all other charges in connection with the death of a dog in June of last year. The verdict was handed down this morning, and the Baltimore City police officer, retired Jeffrey Bolger, was accused of slitting the throat, of a dog named Nyla after the dog bit a pregnant woman. Many of you may remember this story. He slit the dog's throat.
Wow.
I remember this. I remember talking about this story. And the defense argued that the officer acted in self-defense, but the prosecutors said that the officer had no reason for his actions because the dog was already contained. It was kind of like, here, take this. Right. And however, the judge felt otherwise and believed that the evidence showed that the dog was dead at the time his throat was slit, being choked on a dog pole. The judge also added that the dog was foaming at the mouth and he bit a pregnant woman, and that was considered a safety hazard. Okay. Which I do agree. But animal rights people, they kind of serious about this. Now, this incident took place in Canton. This is a pretty pretty fly, jiggy area here in Baltimore.
Indeed.
And so Bolger opted for a bench trial in this matter. And Circuit Court Judge Melissa Finn heard the case. He retired last March. Little, not quite a year after this happened. After the verdict was reached, Bolger did not comment, but his attorney, Steve Levin, told reporters that the court based its decision on facts and not on the rumors and gossip that have been spread on social media. We did not spread any of those, by the way. But the facts and the evidence were presented at the trial. And I want to bring this full circle. I hope that is what happens in the Freddie Gray case, that the facts are presented. And if the facts are presented, we're going to get a guilty verdict. It's just that simple.
Right.
Because Mr. Gray clearly was injured by someone.
Right. Right.
And that's all I pretty much want to say about Freddie Gray. We talked about that in depth. Now, the dog's owner, Sarah Gossard, did not speak to reporters after court today. She did post a statement on her Facebook page. I'll read a little bit of it. She said that I am heartbroken to say that the judge found Bolger not guilty today. I am devastated and very emotional. I do believe that just because this judge didn't find the evidence sufficient, that doesn't mean that he didn't kill her. And she said that she doesn't feel that justice was served, but I can only hope that my dog's death raises animal cruelty awareness. She's obviously said she doesn't want anybody to go through what she's been through, and she continued a little bit more. I understand she lost her dog.
Right.
The dog, what she didn't mention is that the dog did bite someone, a pregnant lady.
Yes.
But
does his throat need to be? I'm sorry, her throat need to be slit?
It's weird. It was a weird thing. Would people have felt better if he shot the dog?
No.
Of course not.
No.
Of course not. It was just a bizarre case. I really don't know. It's unfortunate. I've had pets in my life. I've had dogs. I've had all types, and I definitely feel for her. But if my sister, my mother, a woman I was dating, somebody close to me bit by the dog, I'm gonna want, I don't know. It's just one of those things. I don't really know how to react to that.
I understand what you're saying. So it's basically like you want vengeance. Yes.
I hope that that's not what he was going after. I don't think that he even knew the lady.
No.
But it's just you want the dog to stop. The dog was foaming at the mouth.
Right.
She's painting this picture like this is some lap dog or whatever.
Yeah.
This dog bit this lady. He's foaming at the mouth. Right. He's wilding out. I understand it's your pet.
Right.
But and I think that some people, pet owners tend to be a different breed. Pardon the pun.
Yeah.
You walk down the street. I see somebody walking down the street with a dog. I try to cross the street.
You do?
I try to cross the street. I don't know that dog like that. Okay. But pet owners and pet lovers, right? Oh, they're petting this dog. Can I pet your dog?
Oh,
they want
to
get their hand smelled and kissing the dog. Like that is not me.
Oh no,
that is not me.
No.
And if the dog does something up. Benji, what are you doing? Stop it, Benji. Right. I don't know that dog. Is the dog's really named Benji? Like, I don't really know. And I'm not, I'm just different like that. I like dogs, but I'm not really like dog crazy. Right. I had a pit bull.
Oh, what was his name?
Once. His name was Rocky.
Awesome.
And
shout out to Rocky.
I got guilted into getting this dog. A coworker of mine had, her boyfriend. They had a pit bull and they breeded their dog together, and he had a bunch of puppies. So he was selling the puppies, taking out, balling, runt of the litter, getting beat up by the other dogs. Aww. So she's like, you take the runt. Nobody wants to buy him. You can have him. I just don't want him to die. And they had scratched his eye. They're beating him up really bad. And I did feel bad. She showed me a picture and I was like, okay. He's like, it was heartbreaking. Like they had scratched his eye real bad. Aww. And it was a cute little dog. And like I say, Mr. Runt. So I'm thinking, she was like, he's really small. He's like half the size of the other dogs. They won't even let him eat. And I said, okay, bring me the dog. So I took the dog. I'd never had a pit bull before. I only had small dogs in the past, and I didn't want this dog to die. Mm-hmm. So I get the dog, and I get all sweeped in, and I go take him to the vet, and the vet said that she gave me some drops for his eye, and she said that he just needed some TLC, and hopefully everything would work out and his wounds would heal. They scratched his ear up and all kind of stuff. So I was bonding with this dog, and the dog was cool, and it was a cool little dog. He was very friendly. And at the time, my ex-girlfriend's son was living with me, mm-hmm. and he liked the dog too. And so it was a little puppy, and it was really cute. And we played with the dog. We fed him. He hung out with us. And he didn't sleep in the bed, but he slept in the room. I had like one of those little doggy beds thing. and he was sleeping there. And over like 6-7 months, I mean, everything's fine. He's growing. His eyes better.
Oh, okay.
He's getting bigger. And within 8 months, on his hind legs, he was bigger than my ex-girlfriend's son.
Wow.
And he was very protective of me.
Mm-hmm.
Very protective of
Yes, he should be.
my son, of my girlfriend's son.
Okay.
And you know, when I would come to the door, once I would hit that door, he was coming.
All about
it. Just happy. And it was cool. And I enjoyed it. Now the girl I was dating at the time, she came over occasionally. She was there a lot. If we had an argument in his presence or earshot of him, he was not feeling it. Okay.
Wow.
And
it was like that.
Yeah. And so she became scared of the dog.
Oh.
So now I had to start keeping him in the basement.
Right.
When she would come over, whenever people would come over, because he was so big, they would be nervous. And I understood that. If we started having a heated conversation or loud talking, he's automatically like, what's going on?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And as he got, within 1 year, when we would come in the house, me and my ex-girlfriend's son, he would jump up, and sometimes he would knock him over because he was so big. And he got scared. And so once he started getting scared of the dog, I said, I probably need to get rid of him. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I ended up getting rid of him. But his name is Rocky, and now I want another dog. But
it brought up some memories, huh?
Memories can be a good thing.
Memories can be good.
Yeah, memories can be a good thing. But so I definitely understand what the lady's going through. If someone had killed Rocky, I would have been hurt by that. So I definitely understand that. But if Rocky had bit someone, I would still be sad, but I would understand what happened. But slitting the dog's throat is a bit excessive.
Yeah,
she would have been upset had he shot the dog, had he hit the dog, had he tasered the dog, whatever happened. But the judge seems to say that the dog was already dead, so therefore he didn't kill him with the throat slitting. But it's kind of like torture or brutalizing the body.
I think so. I think you have to have like a lot more feeling to actually slit.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. If a dog bit my mother,
well, true, yeah,
or my father, or my sisters, or my niece, or one of my coworkers, I don't know if I would slit the dog's throat, but I don't know what you don't know what you would do in a situation.
That is true.
Yeah, you know what you would do in a situation, and when you feel like a family member or somebody is close to you is in danger.
Like,
yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
What?
Definitely.
Right.
So that's what that is. Before we get out of here, definitely join Nina B Bartending and Hosting Services at the 5-year anniversary event Friday, December the 4th. 524 West Franklin Street. Radio on Fire will be broadcasting live from this event. Voice of Reason with a special broadcast, as well as Baltimore Flavor Radio. Tickets on sale now. I'm also running for city council in the 8th district.
Yes.
In the days and the weeks to come, I'm going to be talking a lot more about that. But you can find out information on this dkforcitycouncil.com or Dwayne for Baltimore.com. As I said, City Council, 8th District here in Baltimore. Dwayne Diamond K. Williams. What can I say? Instagram.
Like that?
It's like that. Okay. Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at The Diamond K Show. And I understand you're new to social media, so you're just getting getting on board.
Thank you.
How are you liking the social media?
I like it. Well, let me just say I like Instagram. I'm only on 2 of these social medias at this point. I'll probably will add some more to my repertoire, but for now, IG is cool. I like it. My IG is Lisa Monet, Monai, and Facebook is just Lisa Johnson. So
Word.
yeah.
Word.
And I am also assistant extraordinaire,
Okay.
as well as treasurer of the Diamond K for City Council.
The
District 8.
movement. Yeah.
The movement.
So you've been learning a lot.
I have been, yes.
And so you did your first event.
I did.
Your first live event.
I did.
At Over Accessorized. You did a good job.
Yes, thank you. Production crew as well. Look at me.
Yeah, yeah. So you're good learning all these things?
I'm definitely willing to learn. Yes. I'm picking it up, and of course I got a lot to learn and master, but I'm willing to.
Okay. And so we're going to be bringing some more people on.
Okay.
To help you. Because we're gonna be running a couple of different feeds.
Mm-hmm.
And doing some different things. So
okay.
You're going to be aiding in the process of selecting some of these people because it's somebody that you have to work with, right? Okay. So we got a personality test.
Yeah.
Make sure that they, so they match. Do you care if it's a male or female?
I don't.
Okay, well there you have it.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't discriminate.
Okay, well that's what's up.
Just come in and get with it.
Like, that's what's up. Come in and get with it.
Get with it.
Yeah, so we need some interns to help with social media. So I will say that. And yourradioonfire@gmail.com. And also some camera work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so very, very easy to get on board. You need to be in Baltimore though.
Yes.
So nobody from Houston hit me up about that.
No, sorry. Can't do that right now.
Right. So
it'd be dope if you were from District 8.
Yeah, that would be. We also are looking for some volunteers to help out with that. And I'll be talking more about that this weekend. But I'll be back here tomorrow for Baltimore Flavor Radio and Kendall Lani's show, Conversations with Kendall. This weekend, Diamond K show. And Chanel Nicole's show. Actually, Chanel Nicole's doing the show tomorrow as well.
Yes. Chanel. Shout out to Chanel.
Yep. Shout out to her. And also Sunday. Hopefully the Ravens will get back on track because we have fallen off the wagon. My Lord.
Still love you guys, Raven Nation.
Yeah. We're still here though. But did we die though? Nope.
Nope.
We didn't die.
We didn't die.
All right. So definitely get out of here. Thank you. Tuesday, Thursday,
Saturday,
Sunday. We are live on radioonfire.com. We are streaming live on YouTube and Ustream. And definitely rebroadcast available, radioonfire.com. We have a YouTube channel, the Diamond K Show YouTube channel, as well as radioonfire.com. Click shows, whatever show you want to catch up on, you can do that right there. Send me music, yourradioonfire@gmail.com, all of that. If you have something to promote, yourradioonfire@gmail.com. $25 is our special for the rest of 2015. Right. 2016, something different. Right. But 2015, $25. All right.
Good.
All right. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow.
Yes.